Gentlemen, let's be for real. Just gentlemen, welcome to the Real David Silva Crypto Channel. Before we get started, special shout out to Goofy and a special shout out to my friend Garrett Clark. You are truly an inspiration. Truly an inspiration. Half marathon. Wow, this guy, full marathon coming at you pretty soon. 9-minute pace. God. Good Lord. You're about as strong, Gary, as this Bitcoin bull trend. But because, when in doubt, what do they say? Zoom out, right? And on the long term, we're just cruising upwards, y'all. Upwards and beyond. Since we've come into these high levels, around 100, 109, whatever, it seems that this is the top, this is the bottom so far. So we have been ranging from 108 to 91. Solid. So until we break out of that range, there is really nothing to be concerned about. We're just hanging, right? We're just hanging right here. This is the bottom. This is what it's shown us so far. Since we've had this breakout, since the initial pump back here in November, where we went from the high 60s all the way to 100 within about a month and a half. So once you have a move like that, you're going to have sideways consolidation afterwards. If not, you're just going to have a straight up just pump and then dump. But if it's not a pump and dump, if it's a true pump that has real value behind it, then it's going to consolidate. That's what we're doing. Is it a little ugly? Is it a little ugly today? Sure. Whatever. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. Interesting, though, we are I make these horizontal levels here. This was based off of this initial, when we pumped 200 the first time. We're really close to it, 99.8. We had this correction, then we kind of just ping-ponged around here. Once we broke above it, we came back down. Then we resisted off the same level. So it's kind of now it's been support. It's been support. Will it stay as support is the question. Will this area continue to hold? Because I just mark these areas based on horizontal patterns that you can notice. If you notice a horizontal line that kind of cuts through it and has action that's kind of resisting or bouncing off of it, almost like magnetically, and you kind of you kind of see that that's a level. Solana, let's take a look. Now this baby, what was I saying before? You know what I mean? Like these highs, right from November 2021, a long time ago, we have been resisting up at this area, right? We got there, couldn't hold it, got there again, couldn't hold it. Will we hold this, though, is the freaking question. That's where we are right now. It'd be nice if it did. It'd be nice if it did, and if it just kind of the price kind of ping-ponged between here for a little bit before the eventual pump. The inevitable pump, which will happen on Solana. You want to call it, man, from the top from a few days ago, the top that it hit, it's down 35%. 35%. Which leads me to a point I'd like to make. Bitcoin generally has several 30%, 30+%, 40, 50%, 60% price corrections, price dumps during bull runs. So it's usually what it does. So far, we have had a 18% drop. That's the furthest drop we have had. That's an 11.5% drop. So almost 20, about 18%. When it went from 108 to 88. people are already so spooked about these drops and it's about the tariffs. I don't pay attention really to that shit because since I've started paying attention to the news, because I started paying attention to Bitcoin about almost 5 years ago, every big news thing that's ever happened in that 5-year period, no matter how big the story was, even when Russia invaded Ukraine, it was a huge deal. It was a black swan event. It was terrible for the markets. About a week later, 10 days later, 2 weeks later, no one gave a shit. Completely forgotten about. Didn't matter. Market was pumping. We were beyond the previous all-time high. I'm talking about like the stock market. I think we're so desensitized to news and it doesn't really matter anymore. I don't know, like all these tariff battles between the U.S. and Canada and Mexico and Trump saying this and then the leaders of the other countries saying one thing and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. If the markets are really reacting to that right now, I think it's an overreaction because like I just tried to say, I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but like every major story that has taken place since I've started paying attention has been short-lived. Even effing C19. Like, stocks absolutely dumped. Bitcoin dumped. Everything was back within like a month or two at the most, and it was just off to the freaking races. Because of the money printing, because of the stimulus checks, because of all that, of course. But I think it's all temporary. These reactions are that's just what they are. They're overreactions. That's all they are. That's what I think. So that is true. I mean, I could totally be wrong. I literally I don't know anything. So I mean, yeah, we're down almost 10% in about a week. I mean, maybe that's a good time to buy. But yeah, maybe I'm the booty. Maybe I'm not the booty. You know what I mean? So one thing I know. One thing I do know for sure. Sooner or later, once it can break out of these levels, there's only one place we're going, folks. What do you think about that, Davey? David and BJ? Not too sure.
So I came down from Orion to the Gulf of Mexico.
What's that?
I flew down in my South Sire.
What's that? What time is it? I don't know.
To make
What is this
myself
time?
a home.
Maybe get the hell out of here. Maybe that's what freaking time it is.
Looking down from outer space.